What's up, guys? It is officially test ride day. So I'll throw in a clip here in just a second of me starting the bike for the first time, because I know you guys are dying to hear that, and then we'll take it for a spin. The bike hasn't run for a year. Well, holy crap. That thing is so freaking loud. But it freaking started up on, like, what, the third kick, fourth kick, something like that. And that was, I swear on my life, that was a full-blown cold start. It literally, I have not run it since when I made that video close to a year ago of it starting. And it freaking fired up just like that. I mean, holy crap, that is awesome. Obviously, you saw when I went to test to see if the clutch worked, it obviously does not. So I need to adjust it and make sure the pull on that lever is disengaging the clutch all the way. But holy shit. Whew, that thing is so freaking loud. All right, let's fire it up again. So what you guys saw in that last clip was the bike actually fired up on like the second or third kick, which is freaking ridiculous for it being basically not started and the engine sitting on my workbench for almost a year. So super awesome. Runs really good. You saw as soon as I pulled the clutch and tried to put it in gear, it stalled it immediately. I am having a little bit of an issue with the clutches sticking a little bit. I'm able to put it in gear and pull the clutch and rock the bike back and forth and get them to free up. So I'm not sure how, I'm hoping it's just the fact that it's been sitting on the bench a little bit and the clutches are a little bit sticky, and when we ride it for a little bit, they'll kind of free up and we won't have an issue. We'll have to kind of see. I did verify that they are adjusted properly and they were working great when I test rode the bike, before the build. So I trust that they just need to kind of be worked a little bit and they'll free up. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and fire the bike up. I'm going to throw on my helmet, my jacket and stuff, and we are gonna take her very gingerly around the block the first time and make sure that everything's good. So I just went through the whole bike and double checked all the bolts and everything, make sure everything's tight. I didn't forget anything. I zip tied the wires up out of the way until we finalized the taillight. But yeah, here we go. All right, we're switching to GoPro. I got my fancy new riding jacket I just got in on. And we are going to fire up the bike, see how she do. So I obviously won't be able to talk to you guys while we're riding, just because there's no way you're going to be able to hear me. So let's hope it works out. Gonna let her warm up for a minute or two. holy shit. It rides freaking perfect. I mean, it literally rides buttery smooth. Sounds like it's idling a little high right now. The exhaust strap is smoking. Anytime you put exhaust strap on it, you need to let the bike run for like 10 minutes and kind of burn off that coating. So that's what the smoke's coming from, is just that wrap. It just hasn't run long enough to burn that off. So I'm going to see if I can adjust that idle down a little bit, see what's going on with that. But holy crap, this thing ran freaking awesome. I am freaking blown away with how this bike rides. I mean, I cut the whole back half of the bike off and welded on a new one, and the thing rides like a stock bike. Okay, I mean, as in like it rides like it's supposed to. It's still super bumpy. Obviously, it's a hardtail now, so it's not that cush ride of stock. But I mean, the thing tracks great, stops great. I do have to make sure I get used to, and I found myself already doing it, which you really have to be conscious of it. Again, the shifting on this bike is backwards from a typical bike, so it's right foot shift, left foot brake. So I found myself while I was out there holding the shifter down, thinking it was the brake, and then going to try to get under the brake pedal to shift. That's just going to take, you know, another 10 or 15 minutes riding the bike to get back used to that. I'm just, you know, used to shifting every other bike in the world. But holy crap. I mean, damn, that thing is freaking great. It rides incredible. So it was idling really high once it got warmed up. So I'll just need to kind of adjust that. Super easy adjustment. The brake pedal did have a little bit too much slop in it, which is literally 4 turns of the little adjuster on the back. That's nice and tight now. I mean, the tensioner wasn't making a bunch of noise, as much as I can tell of how freaking loud it is. But really, I mean, I did put in earplugs, but when you're actually riding it, it wasn't that bad. So, I mean, I'm not really too worried about it being super, super loud. I'll probably just ride with earplugs, which are, you know, just these little foam ones. So it's not like they cut out everything. You can still hear cars around you. You can still hear that. It just cuts out some of that obnoxious exhaust noise. But holy crap, this thing rides way better than I expected. So, yeah, I guess I'm gonna mess around with that idle, and then, I don't know, maybe we'll take it around the block again. She's doing fan-freaking-tastic. Let's ride it some more. First things first, I gotta take this freaking jacket off. I don't know about you guys in the rest of the country or rest of the world, but it's November 4th, 5th, something like that here in Texas, and it's 86 degrees today. What the hell? I would like some cooler riding weather at some point. This bike would be perfect if it was like 65 degrees, maybe even like 60 degrees, because this is a pretty heavy, obviously, riding leather jacket and then jeans and everything else. If the air was nice and cool, and that means the bike could run a little bit cooler, I'm looking forward to those days, which here in Texas, that's like the dead of winter. It might be high in the 60s. So it is a little bit hot for now, but holy crap. Let's just sit here and soak this in for a minute. Overall, I could not be more blown away with how this bike rides. For having it in half and completely disassembled for almost a year, I mean, thing's running freaking mint. It's just like, oh god, so good. So I'm really excited about that. It's not without fault. It does need a few things, the biggest of which I've noticed even after just this short ride. This, I mean, I would say it's a 1/4-inch steel plate is actually bending a little bit just because of the amount of leverage on that foot pedal. Is kind of twisting it down just a little bit. So we will have to address that. Most likely I'll pull it off and then weld like a super thick kind of plate to like keep it straight. And then it'll all be painted black again. You'll never be able to see it, but it'll basically reinforce that rear piece. These were originally designed, if you remember from a video forever ago, for a slightly earlier Triumph with a third mounting hole down here underneath, which this bike does not have. So we only have two, and then this one main one here. So originally there would be a third, bolt hole below that would help it from bending, but that's not, for this application. So we'll have to reinforce that a little bit just to make sure that's nice and straight. I do need to figure out my little vent here. This just vents to the atmosphere. Normally there's a hose that runs off, so I may just do a simple hose off down here. I may put a small kind of filter on it, but I do need to block that off. Not block it off, but either route a hose to underneath the bike, or again, like I said, put a little filter on it. And then of course we have our new brake light / turn signals. They'll be here in like 2 or 3 days, so I'll put those on. Once those are on, I can actually go get the bike inspected and be able to ride it a little further on the street. I am going to make a little license plate mount somewhere where I can make the license plate look not as terrible as some other places. So try to find a nice place to put it that doesn't take away from the bike too much. But I mean, it seems to be running really well. The wrap is still smoking a little bit, which is to be expected. Brakes are working well. It's shifting well. Oh, the other thing I want to do, and this is partly because this foot peg is bending down a little bit, is I think I'm going to take this off and move it 1 or 2 notches down to lower this a little bit. Because right now, I mean, my foot's like right here, so to upshift, I really got to like almost bring my whole foot up, and then the downshift, I got to come all the way up and over. So I'd like this to be a little bit lower, which is really easy. You can just, pop it off, move it a couple notches, put it back on. So that'll be nice and quick fix for that. But other than that, I mean, holy crap. I am very excited. So. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. The bike is finally rideable and I wouldn't say done, because we do have those couple of things to address, but man, this has been a long time coming with this build. It's been almost a year in the making. I did build my last CB550 kind of in between starting this, so that added some time to it, but definitely the biggest build I've ever, kind of decided to do, and I couldn't be happier with how it's turned out, how it's riding, how much fun it is. So, God, we're gonna tweak those last couple of things, and then we'll be enjoying the hell out of this thing. So, super excited. Thanks for everybody kind of following along and having the patience while sometimes the progress was pretty slow, but I mean, I think it was worth it. Super excited. Up next on the channel, I have this huge 5-foot tall pile of boxes. That's an entire interior for my 69 Camaro. If you're not familiar with this project, I just introduced it on the channel. I'm going to have an official introduction video here very soon. But it is in dire need of an entire interior, and it's all sitting over there in boxes. So I'm going to knock that out next. But for you guys that follow the channel purely for the motorcycle content, I have a little bit of a surprise. There's already another motorcycle in the garage, ready for a project. So yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. I'm working on some special stuff for that bike. It's gonna be a really cool series. I'm pretty excited about it, and I hope you guys will be too. So thanks again for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you guys soon.